All right, everyone, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, this is the CROA Board of Appeals meeting. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. Call the meeting to order. Roll call. Charles Richards.
Katie Shopman.
Bill Long. Michael Maxtap.
Downtown.
And then we'll get one. And we have our visitors. All right, go to the Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Only response. Okay. In our comments we have Jim
Your non-degree celebration, I'm really brief. Was down finance committee, Ray is going to be speaking about the expense that insured made that caused the deficit. And we have an initial meeting scheduled on July 1st to go over the 2027 budget with this 9%. So that's when we start the process. Home sales, usually sales slow down quite a bit. So, and we only had one home so far in June closed in kind of the little shades to be. Good news is that today, as of today, 32 homes have closed. That compares to 21 in June of last year. And the average price of $989,000. Because we've got some really expensive homes that close this month. Year to date, we earned $958,000 in capital fees. That's almost $300,000 more than last year. And that's all a good thing. In total, Island Village now has sold 346 homes and townhomes, with about 220 more to sell for phase 2B over the next couple of years. Because Village is celebration. Quick comment. Laura mentioned in our finance meeting, Natalie wants CROA to take over all the parks, phase 2B. I don't know if you get down there, but most of those parks, there's no homes built in the coast. So I think it might be an opportunity to maybe negotiate to get a bigger maintenance shed or somewhere to hold some of the maintenance. Because right now we just have a little piece, but if we could do that, it would help maintenance. And one thing I respectfully request that State of Need or Monday Matters for the Friday Flash that we remind people that no personal trainers or outside equipment are allowed to this, because that just continues the whole time. Thank you.
Anyone else? On. Oh, yeah. We're able to be just in a little bit. We'll see go to the agenda for the meeting minutes. Okay, so the third motion to adopt here. Perfect. Second. We hold the ARC 6 and 7 updates on, and it's the actual appeal. Anyone else?
I'm going to table action item C as we're waiting on additional information.
I'll strike it rather than.
Okay.
Anything else? Will, mark up. Josh. Okay. All good. I agree. Opposed. Okay, we are community standards and here's the appeals. So we have 1 through 5 for the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda?
Motion.
Okay. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed. Okay, so we are on 1237 Royal Project Avenue, ARC. So let's see. David, take us through this one.
So ARC was looking for landscape replacement. ARC.
Sorry. ARC received an application for landscape replacement. ARC opted to deny the request due to the type of install. The homeowner was looking to install gray apple juniper. And based on that, management is in agreement with the denial as from the picture here. So this is what the gray arrow juniper award is. So management is in agreement with ARC with the whole unit.
So the denial is because it's non-standard ground cover or the fact that it could grow to 3 to 4 feet?
It's not the standard ground cover and due to the sun.
There's been a number of lots in Artisan where you have a lot of shade and they keep having to replace sod and replace sod and replace sod. I think this house is one of those. And so it was there an alternative suggested to the homeowner or?
No.
So this one was done without an ARC submitted. They did their change on their own. It's debatable. There is some side area for some full sun as well. Loripy is one of the main items being used by homeowners transferring their easement plats. And this homeowner did not do that. And that's why they, and it's just copy inspection. It's what the.
I'll make a motion to uphold Harrison's recommendation.
The motion and then.
Go ahead.
There's
These are saying.
Could we also like communicate back to them as variety as an option? Oh, use it.
I did.
Oh,
So,
can you back that?
Okay, all right. So we have a motion, Katie, second Marco to uphold the denial and communicate back with the right as an option. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Opposed? Abstentions? All right. 4-1. All right. Next one, 1343 Flagstone Avenue, and this is the homeowner here, so, if you want to start out with that.
I believe the homeowner is here.
Okay. Hi. You want to give us summary and then we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ARC application was submitted for a screen closure or screening. This was denied due to the oil rub fronds. Upon inspection of two of the homes in Artisan, we were able to determine that there are a few homes that do have a similar type of framing in the rear. We included some examples of the homes. And so based on that, management is leaning towards approval to allow the homeowner in fairness as the other homeowners there to have the same type of frame.
Picture images of.
These are images of other homes that have similar framing. Is to approve it.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Faith. Marco. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Present. You're opposed? Present. That's
That's a
That's close. Okay, sorry.
Ah, man.
All right. Good. Also, thank you. Okay, and then we have a homeowner,
If you can read, you
Sure.
just owner's comments, but you want to come up to the.
is everyone okay with that? Okay. Yeah, if you want to, you can hear 3 minutes. Yeah, come on down.
Show us how.
Not much to read, just some picture.
Good afternoon, I'm over to do Marie from Home Road, Boston Hall, Coffee Town Home. This is about one landscaping covenant that's been in effect since both townhomes were built and sold. It is, if you leave your courtyard gate open, the landscapers will come in, they have reasonable access to walk in and blow up whatever debris you have. If you have to trim a tree, they have room to come in and do that. If you look at the maintenance at the covenant itself, first order, maintenance. So it's a lot of reasonable access. If you turn on exhibit number 2, there's a picture of the townhouse across the street from the Artisan Club. I met with Jacob a while back and mentioned that he's been idle with this when I met him. I told him, you have been mowing that acre, that fenced-in acre, that fenced area, that's about 3,000 square feet since the house was built. denied. I said, that's common. It's not. Turn to page 3. Tax assessment shows to be borderline for that house. It is owned by the homeowners. So it's been in the budget to do this kind of maintenance. Now, Jacob, in one of his phone calls to me, did acknowledge the covenant exists and says to me that he only does that one because a sit-down lawnmower can fit through, and it can't fit through a gate. I was talking about Anderson Park townhome. I agree. I don't have a lawn, I told him. I need the maintenance. They stopped doing it the past few years, and they won't do it. It's paid for, it's in the budget, it just hasn't been done. So I'm not sure where to go with this anymore. This is a covenant that's been in place. So I want to get back to the original covenant. If you turn to page 1, maintenance. And it includes a whole bunch of things. And on the third line, it said town home units, not unit, units. This was specifically written to avoid situations like this. It's clear. And I get reasonable access. Anybody that opens their gate, needs it open, needs reasonable access. We don't need sit-down mowers. Obviously, the people that wrote this note, you can't get sit-down mowers to the gate. It was for maintenance. So if you have a tree that needs maintenance back there, 10 years ago, they actually replaced my sprinkler box for the courtyard plants I have, which were there from the original build-out. That's about it. Any questions for me? I'm great. Okay, in here is a telephone transcript that I have to Jacob. You'll see he refers to that. Now they acknowledge the covenant exists. So if everybody's looking for a way to get at it, well, we can't get a sit down over in. I understand it. We don't have it. You can't get a sit down over. This is specifically written for maintenance. Now, some people have difficulty with maintenance. On the last page, number 5, it describes what lawn maintenance is. I think we might had a discussion over the word or. You know, see what it meant. Just show them on the phone what it's saying.
Sir, 3 minutes left, so let me talk with these arguments to the secretary, let me talk to Alex and Lauren, we'll circle back.
Okay, when you get there, result, you had it in writing.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right, so we are on the approval of minutes, the motion to approve the May 27th and June 10th.
Motion.
Will,
Okay,
seconds. Present. Thanks. All right. Yeah, that's great. Financial committee.
Good afternoon. So during the month of May, we ended up with a deficit of $62,000. On the revenue side, we received the capital resale fees, we had a deficit in revenues of $19,000. And on the expense side, if we combine the overage that we have in operating and admin expenses, we land at $35,000. The $35,000 are mainly coming from landscaping, specifically from mulch for all the asset parks. We had a monthly overage in the compensation line, close to $12,000, $13,000 on a monthly basis. Water continues to be over budget and reverse maintenance. We had overage on this one for $3,000. Even though we're having these overages on this line, we're also having some savings on other lines that are helping offset a portion of these costs, which are mainly coming from professional services, communications, events, and also trash. Moving on to the year-to-date numbers, year-to-date, we're carrying a deficit of $81,000. We have a shortfall on the revenue side, excluding the capital resale fees of $76,000. And we continue to see overages in lines like pool operating expenses, repairs and maintenance, water costs, pool repairs, water costs, and expenses and compensation. Again, we're carrying some savings here today coming from lines like landscaping, trash, safety and security, communications, professional services, and reverse maintenance that are helping offset a portion of these overages. And as of May 31st, the fund balances are gonna be for operating, it's gonna be $210,000. The cash balance as of May 31st operating is gonna be $1.6 million. The fund balance for reserves as of May 31st is gonna be $951,000. The cash as of May 31st is gonna be $691,000. And for capital, the fund balance is gonna be $1.9 million, but the cash balance is gonna be $1.3 million. Questions?
How is the storage going to be there? Of your ten fund, are they on track?
They are on track, yes, and they have pending three more payments. They should be done by August.
Anything else? Don't any treasurer commentary? Questions? Was
I don't have any comments. I don't want to be a broken record, but it's exceedingly hard to hear anything that's being said in that room. And for the next meeting, we really got to figure this out because it's unacceptable. The audio is just terrible.
yeah, we can hear you now. Okay. Let's just work it exclusive. All right. Anything else? No? All right. So committee and paragraph updates. I'll start. Oh.
Reading into the.
Oh, you're sorry.
Yes, I apologize for not sending the file earlier. I know you probably have a chance to review it. But just quick notes in here, we have for the updated forecast that I shared tonight or this afternoon, with you guys. We're showing, much better cash position by the end of the year in all three funds, operating, reserves, and capital. On the operating side, as of May 31st, we had in our bank account $644,000 over what we were estimating on our previous cash flow. The main reason why we have this, the main reason why we're having a better cash position at the end of the year is one, because of this surplus that we're having. Okay, so the main reason why we have a better cash position at the end of the year in the operating fund, one, is going to be the surplus that we're showing as of May 31st, and also we adjusted the assessment from the remainder of the year. We also added a few lines on the operating side. We're doing 2 additional monthly allocations to the capital fund to try to attack the interfund balance that we have. One of those lines is going to be a pass-through of the Astoria payments, the $56,000 that they're submitting to the operating fund. We're sending that automatically to capital, and the finance committee also approved 2 meetings ago for us to transfer an additional $25,000 on a monthly basis from operating to capital to try to attack that interfund balance that we're currently carrying. Moving on to the reserve fund. On the reserve fund, as of May 31st, we have higher balance from what we had previously forecasted of $556,000. And these numbers is mainly coming from the liquidation of one treasury bill that it was liquidated in the treasury bill, and then those funds were moved to a new money market account. So now that counts as cash, and that was at least $284,000. And then the remaining balance is going to be the deferment of certain projects and expenditures, mainly related to the Spring Mega Seal project that was moved to the second half of the year. We have landscape improvement and partial replacement also moved. We had a portion in the first half of the year where we spent less money than what we had anticipated. So the remaining portion, the difference, we pushed that to the second portion of the year. And we also had, we were also anticipating an expense close to $90,000 related to the parking lot replacement in Lakeside. That's going to be now in the second half of the year. So that's why we have this better cash position as of May 31st. And that's what we're estimating also have to have a better cash position by the end of the year. On the capital side, compared to the previous forecast, we're showing that on May 31st, we have $710,000 more than what we have forecasted before. And this is mainly same situation. We defer PU expenses, and I'm going to list them all here. So we defer $154,000 from the Angeles. We're expecting within the next 2 months that we're going to be paying the final offsetting the balance, which is close to $554,000. We also defer approximately $51,000 from what we still owe to the Colleague Group, which we're anticipating that we're gonna be paying on the next few months as well. We defer $41,000 related to the design of the multipurpose course. We have estimated that we were gonna pay 50% of the heater for the new Island Village pool. I believe it was April or May. Now we pushed that number to July. And then we have also the pass-through from Astoria. So now we're seeing income from Astoria, we're seeing income from the 25,000 additionally. And the capital resales are coming higher than anticipated. So in these forecasts, we added an additional 60 sales. As of May 31st, the average that I had was close to $821,000 per home. So we're anticipating an additional 60 sales or resales. And this number might increase by the end of the year. So that's mainly it. I provided more comments in my email. When you have a chance, please review and just come back to those questions.
So in your opinion, given what you're seeing, we should reduce the deficits towards the end. That's what the forecast you're proposing.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you for doing this update. I know I asked for it, but I think it was it's really helpful to hear as a director. And I hope it's something that can continue. Next year I was researching the bylaws and it's actually written in there that we have this 6-month or mid-year presentation. So I think if that's something that management can continue next year, I don't plan on being here to ask for it, but I think it would still be helpful to the board.
Do you remember where did we put the CCS? That's
Split the
forward with the game operating. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And just to note, we haven't transferred yet 50% of TCS that we also.
So that's not
That's not it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That would be an additional $55,000 goes to.
Okay, great. Else? Perfect. Now in the department updates. Department, I'm certainly these windows still last week. Still working.
So lifestyle, fashion and CROA. We have reviewed the past events, the kickoff summer. Countryman, the barbecue was really nice. We had some ups and downs about the south, and the kid over there is already fixed by Lauren. Lauren was very quick response about the issues over there on Lakeside Electric Park. Cinco de Mayo was good. Team Tulips, we had the Mother's Day in May, was perfect and like exact animals. We had a discussion to the kickoff summer, the country barbecue van. We are planning to bring back as well next year. So we had a lot of social media complimenting and so we are planning to bring back the wall next year. So for Parks and Rec, we had the baby order that we accept like a new partner, but they withdraw the application. Bringing Parks Plus does that will discuss in the future in the Parks and Rec meeting. They will be in July. We approved the adult kickball request and review the upcoming partner programs.
Tech committee, in dialogue about the camera setup along with the camera task force. They're making great progress on going through with analyzing our camera situation in the community, our storage, our networking. ARC, brand new group. They're doing a great job. The flood of applications to ARC is astounding. I really wish we could expand that team. So it's limited to 5 by the charter, and it's a lot of work. A lot of stuff. But kudos to them.
I have one question on the camera committee. I think the resolution says 8 weeks. That it is, do we need to amend that resolution if they're continuing? I don't know if you want to put that on our workshop agenda
Yeah, we do that.
to see how much more time we need. And then I'll just go into communication. We had a committee member respond, which should bring us to quorum for our July meeting. And then for master plan,
They went over the updated resolution. They'll be working on Lot D, and discussion of the maintenance shed, as well as preparing to attend, I believe, it'll be our July workshop to request permission to go out to RFP for the sports courts.
Service areas, we did all of our meetings, and so I think everything went really, really well. But do you want to have any color? I popped in on a few of them. I popped in on Stan's sort of feedback was very positive. Anything, nothing specific on service area, film out, and generally get feedback. Good. And we had our meet and greet July 23rd, right? Right. Perfect. Allen Village.
I think the only other thing to add is during the annual meetings that happen this month, all committees that have had a committee for the 2026 year continued over, with the exception of Oak Pond had formed a committee last year and then did not have any applications this year, so they no longer have.
Roseville is actually
In Blue Stage as well, so we dropped the 2 committees.
Roseville's trying that's still on.
Yeah, so we'll just make with another PA that we welcome committees, and even if they don't have a committee at the moment, if enough applicant or interest is formed by the residents in the service area, we'll happily facilitate the reinstitution of a committee for those service areas that do not have them.
Yeah, it's why we make such a one certain senator to okay, all right, Don, Mr. Town.
Yes, sir. Covenants, we welcome Floyd to the fold as our newest member, and we're happy to have him and his expertise. And finance, they're diligently scrutinizing, thankfully, each month on the budgets, and looking forward to the budget season.
Great. Who's CD, I guess, is that you, Don?
What's that?
Any CD updates?
CCD, no, Lauren's got the utmost update. They had a meeting last night. Maybe she can, if there's anything pertinent to the CROA, but I don't have anything.
I tried to log in, but wasn't able to. But Carrie did not mention anything negative. Might be yesterday, so I would assume that
Okay.
Do you think they accepted our offer?
they were talking about that last night. That's why I tried to log in, but I didn't get that from Lee Ford. He's out of office today.
Is there any good coordination with the handoff phase 2 or any of that stuff?
We are coordinating with them on that, and I probably will.
All right, cool. I think we're on the foundation. Okay.
Thank you. My name is Kathleen Cynthia. I'm the Executive Director of the Celebration Foundation. To the board and Grand Manners team, welcome home. This is beautiful. Came to the room at opening and it still smells like new color. So well done. Haven't been here for 2 weeks, 2 months. So I'm going to catch up and be on the right time limit. So in March, the foundation celebrated 30 years of making a difference in this community. And we started doing a monthly event called Traditions. And we are holding it every month, and we have since March. And almost 300 residents and neighbors have joined us in that time frame. Some Saturdays we do a walking tour with Jeffrey. And if you've ever been on a walking tour with Jeffrey, you learn something new every time. We're continuing to do them. This month will be community organizations, Wednesday, July 15th. Think of the Facebook, this is how it started, this is how it's going. We've invited community organizations to tell us and the residents all about how they started and how they're doing right now and what are their needs in the community. In April, I could attend because we had our scholarship award ceremony with the Education Foundation. We awarded 1,031 scholarships in honor of our anniversary. And then in May, we had our graduation of our first class of life launch. So we impacted about 450 students with the assembly, and 48 students remained with us over several months in order to get their certificate of completion and learn more about financial literacy. I will tell you at the graduation, engaging with each of them, it sounded like the student was teaching the teacher. Their biggest takeaway was planning for future purchases such as education, home ownership, cars, and vacations. So that really made a difference, and we will be back at Celebration High School next year. And then we calculated the support of all our schools as the school year was coming to an end. And this looks like a lot of different things, but for Celebration K-8, the foundation supported in the amount of $13,000. And that looks like bookmark outings, non-academic field trips, grad adventure, and yearbooks. In the village, the need was a little greater due to families in transition, and we supported out the village in the amount of $30,000. And Celebration High School took it all home. They needed additional needs throughout the year that the foundation was able to step in, and we supported them in the amount of $70,000. And that looked like homecoming support for their closet, a projector for the auditorium, and of course, the store market, which is done very, very well. In community grants, we distributed $5,000 to the Boys and Girls Club to provide scholarships for students in need to attend their summer camp. We distributed $1,500 to Oxa Jazz Foundation for their summer camp. And we distributed $3,100 to Junior Achievement for their 3DE program that's at Celebration High School. Very similar to Life Launch in financial literacy, but it's business. Students that are interested in being entrepreneurs, and they actually get case studies from Arby's, Delta Airlines, and they have to solve a problem. And sometimes they get into the advertising and marketing of those companies just by going through this program. Want to thank the Marathon, Celebration Marathon, $20,000 to Friday in Place. And I want to thank the Hats Off to the Joking Committee, because they raised $21,000 the first Saturday in May. And so how do we give out all of these funds to the community organizations? We have events. So I just want to fill you in on some events coming in 27. One, we are bringing back the Celebration Art Festival. If people were here to remember it, it is vendors and artists from all over that come one weekend. And we get to buy and meet artists. And then, of course, we are bringing back the Pie Festival. If I had $1 for every time someone said, what does the foundation do? And where does the Pie Festival go? We could do that a lot more, Sandy. So the Pie Festival is going back April 17th and 18th in 2027. To put it in perspective, it ran from 2003 to 2014. The last year the Pie Festival was in Celebration. It was a 4-day event, 40,000 visitors attended, 804 volunteers made it happen, and 90,000 slices of pie were served. We don't aspire when we roll out this year that those numbers will return. But each month I'm going to give you one ingredient that we believe that will make the Pie Festival a success. So we will be having an amateur baking contest, and obviously taste is going to be one of the criteria. So it's very important at presentation. But we are also asking applicants to give us the story behind the pie, and that will carry the most weight. We have our concert series returning. We have 5 concerts coming, but the most important one is the Vienna Girls Choir. Is traveling for the first time outside of Europe, and they are coming to Celebration in April of 2027. And last but certainly not least, we are finalizing the holiday home tour of 2026. We're finalizing our homes, so if you know somebody that loves the holidays and decorates, we still have room for 3 more homes. If you would like to donate a decorated tree, basket for table stake. Please contact the Celebration Foundation, and it is always the first weekend in September. So, thank you.
Thank you. Right. On the consent agenda, is there a motion to approve consent?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
All right, here are action items. Action item A, motion to approve 2026 annual better clinic for service areas by Empire members in the amount of $28,070 in service area operating funds.
Motion.
Okay. Discussion. So. No, I don't know. Okay. Everyone's clear with the like they're. I haven't seen a chapter on it, so I'm. First good. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, motion to refer to corporate representative to a Spring Lake Town Service Area deposition. For a motion to approve.
Motion.
Okay. Second. Who are you?
Our recommendation is Alex. He's been in the day-to-day in terms of the maintenance and talking with the attorney regularly. They're gonna prep them before the deposition, give us sample questions, so we can.
You're good.
Fully prepared.
So you're good amending your motion to, for Alex,
Yes.
and you're good amending your second vote. I can do it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Second. All right, motion to approve, vote, we struck. Gentlemen. Motion to deny Angela Stein and PCR number 20 Protect Security Head and Equipment Program, in the amount of $10,468.53.
Motion.
Second. Discussion.
This action item pertains to the project security, well, the head end of the equipment. We feel and our collect representative feel that this is included inside the original scope of their work.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? For motion to deny the Angela Stein PCR number 21 firearm sets and corrections in the amount of $10,565.49.
Motion.
Second. Discussion. This is similar.
This one's a bit different. There are items inside of this action item that would be reasonably to the responsibility of the association as far as replacing some of the knock boxes and some of the routine items to get the fire system to where it needs to be. The issue on this is the cadence. This should have been brought to the association at the time that they were looking at this change order instead of after we were officially moved into the building or received the turnover, as we received this change order this month.
So
This is not the first time we've had issues with spectators where they already do the work and then they're sending us a change order afterwards. So, in consultation with Click, the recommendation is to deny them.
what utility with corrections, so right?
They're already done.
They're already done.
They were done.
Sure.
months ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the one item that Collect says they may have some intent of was they were needed to do this to get the final inspection and they're moving on the timeline. The real reason we recommend this denying is this was never presented to us.
All right, so motion from Katie to deny, second from Bill, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion to approve council recommendation collection requests.
Motion.
Marco, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
The CROA fee waiver, is there a motion to approve the fee waivers?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Motion to approve non-compliance list.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
For discussion. South Village Townhomes Roof Project. 317 week reservation. So I asked this before, I just need to ask in public record. Why are they doing 317 week reservation?
That cover on what basis, but it's not necessarily a requirement, but the expense of the project and the impact to the homeowners, we just want to show our due diligence that we are being mindful of the outcome.
This is also the first kind of large scale, large resource project since we've done a lot of the reformatting inside of our service areas to just provide all of this. Alex is prepared to read it full through if the board would like.
Sure. Good. All right, go work. You want to go through the 317 as well? Yeah.
You start
Yeah.
the topic there.
Project overview, South Village Townhome / had their roof replaced in 2017. The reserve study recommended roof replacement in 2025. Engineering firm Farron's Engineering performed an evaluation of the roof system in September 2025 and provided a report in November 2025 stating that the roof was indeed in need of replacement. Before going any further, the firm report. Sockets and downspouts have been evaluated and are deemed in acceptable condition, not in need of complete replacement. The flashing and coping throughout have been deemed to be in good condition and plan to be left intact during the new roof installation. All other components of the roof system, including underlayment, shingles, rolled roof coverings, drip edges, vents, both for plumbing systems and heat dissipation, skylights, and damaged deck sheathing shall be replaced. In addition, a third-party company shall perform quality control inspections for the duration of the work and project milestones, namely at demolition to determine quality of existing plywood sheathing and quantity to be replaced. Upon completion of underlayment, peel and stick installation, also called dry-in, and upon completion of roofing material, shingles or roll material. There have not been reported issues of malfunctions of gutter or sockets due to age, and these systems show minimal wear. Any gutter or socket repairs or replacements are performed out of operating funds, which have been minimal. The roof not flashing, on the other hand, have incurred numerous expenses for repairs of sections of roofing and around vent booths and underlayment over the past 3 years, fortifying the decision to move forward with a replacement now. Moving on, total project costs, financial breakdown based on the supporting documentation provided. Financial impact is as follows. Roof replacement project cost $607,800. Quality control inspections cost, engineering inspections $56,000. Total roof replacement cost $663,800. Funding source, as this project represents a capital improvement, the project shall be funded through the South Village Townhomes Reserve budget. Reserve funds allocated to roof replacement in the amount of $655,439 shall cover the cost of this project. Outside of potential change orders, the entire scope of work is included in the projected amount of $663,800, which includes all plywood replacement as necessary and skylights. Scope of work for roof replacement. Full roof replacement, shingle removal, roofing column nails and decking nails and fasteners as required. Ridge cap shingles, all plywood replacement as necessary, roofing cement and sealants as necessary. Peel and stick underlayment, ridge vents, pipe boots, gooseneck vents, skylights, permits, lifetime workmanship warranty, dumpsters with hauling and daily cleanup, TPO flat roofs, certain seat shingles, supervision and project management, machine lifts, and safety as required. The quality control inspection, the engineering portion, includes site visits as required per phase, demo, underlayment, and roof installation, the 3 phases. And field reports will include photos, observation, deficiencies, and recommendations, and escalation reporting for major issues. Contingency and cost overruns. The established $663,800 represents the total inclusive expense of service area for the roof replacement and quality control inspections during the project. Change orders and cost overruns are not anticipated. However, the board will determine whether to address those with reserve funds at the time as they may arise. The decision was made to leave existing flashing in place, given its age and life expectancy. In addition, the replacement of flashing would subsequently involve stucco work necessary to patch areas where flashing was replaced. Any new stucco work would then require entire sections of walls to be repainted in order to avoid any color matching discrepancies. Similarly, railings on porticos and full balconies are also advised to be kept in place during roof replacement, and new roofs shall be installed around existing railing supports in an effort to eliminate necessary stucco and paint work as described above. Finally, all coping is intended to be reused as condition is satisfactory, and new fasteners and seals shall be used as necessary for final payments. Reserve balance impacts.
Total reserve funds as of the end of April 30th, 2026 were 909,253. Reserve funds allocated to this project are as follows. Replacement cost, roof replacement, 524,248. And roof project management, 131,191, for a total allocation of 655,439. Allocated funds for deferred work in 2026 not required. Gutter replacement, 131,708, and socket replacement, 62,342. Total work deferred funds allocation, $194,050. Just clarification there, that $194,000 is not necessary to be implemented now and can be used as cost deferring cost over the rest of the project. The South Village roof replacement project was anticipated since the reserve study last conducted in 2024. Funds were being allocated anticipating this upcoming project. Additionally, the one-year deferment of work has allowed reserves to improve further, allowing this project to move forward comfortably. Regarding reserve study and anticipated projects outside of shutters and sockets previously noted as being deferred due to satisfactory condition, the next expected projects are as follows. In 2028, so nothing expected in 2027, 2028, painting anticipated at around $200,000, metal railings around $100,000, although I understand those have been removed, so that may be a full item that we shared for other items later. And 2028 shutters in the amount of $94,000. At the end of this project, Q4 2026, the anticipated reserve balance shall be approximately $260,000. In 2027, the anticipated reserve contribution is expected to be $111,000, allowing for a 2027 year-end reserve balance of approximately $370,000. In 2028, there's an anticipated contribution of an additional $115,000. From the 2028 projects above, the painting project is anticipated to move forward, while the shutters and metal railings are expected to be deferred based on satisfactory condition. Funding alternatives being considered. At this time, no other funding alternatives are being considered.
Who's gonna be supervising? Is it gonna be you and?
We have myself and we have engineer, third party quality inspections, and the vendor themselves have 3 PMs, project managers on site, but one is for the work itself, one is for safety only, and one is just for cleanup and logistics.
The one that's clear as that works, you know, or not, so they even, we put down landscape areas for the future, like
Protection and anything damaged or replaced.
sidewalks are gonna.
As well, documented everything before and after.
Great.
Engineer and vendor will be documenting photo before and after.
Should have expected start date,
We're hoping within 30 days to get approval today,
and then do they know about how long the project?
roughly 3 months, give or take.
So this was last replaced in 2017. In 2026, so it's 9 years. Is that an average?
No, that's,
There were,
earlier.
yeah, there were,
This
this is big.
roofing was part of the roofing litigation that was back in 2019, 2020.
Okay.
So they can.
Great. We're also entering the rates. What's the,
We have protection measures in place. I mean, if we wait for rain season, then nothing will get done. So we watch weather daily and we have protection in place ready to be put down. So we incrementally do the work, we don't just open up our section.
This would be great if there's no impact like the playground or anything, like being across the street for traffic, nothing like that.
We might have some street closures, but won't impact the road street.
Which we can cover sheet. For this one. Like those two, the actual bids and the project.
Roof and project management review bid. Multiple bids, 7 were received for the South Village roof replacement project. Of the 3 lowest, most qualified bids, quality plus roofing is the recommendation of management with a bid of $607,800. This bid includes all fiber, skylights, roofing material, peels, underlayment, demo and disposal, supervision, permits, and all other parameters required for a complete job and a lifetime workmanship warranty. In addition, management has received multiple bids for quality control inspection to the engineer, perform site evaluations at several phases of the work, namely demolition, underlayment, and roof replacement. Work is planned to be performed on 2 buildings at any given time with an estimated project duration of 14 weeks. We anticipate no more than 40 site visits necessary for the job across the 8 buildings, which comprise South Village townhomes. The lowest of qualified bids for the engineer Order which we received was from the Catholic Group, which includes 40 site visits, advisory services, and reports at a cost of $56,000. If all site visits are not necessary, pricing will be reduced accordingly. Each site visit is priced at $1,200, so that would be a reduction per. Temporary street closures will be necessary for this project during the course of work on each building. Temporary dumpster placement will be necessary in the driveway behind the homes during demolition. And daily site cleanup is a requirement of the job, including but not limited to magnet sweeps around all work areas and broom swept conditions on the roof and ground floor areas, and protection of existing gutter system and surrounding landscaping. Photographic documentation shall be part of the entire job, included in both the roof vendors and engineers' work. There are 2 rounds of city inspections, naming and drying, which is the underlayment, placement, and again on the installation of the final roof system.
Proposing to bring this to your workshop as an action item for both the project managers and the.
One question I had, when I had my roof replaced 2 years ago, my contractor said, peel it stick, literally have to replace your roof is a fair and often adds weight. He recommended just use traditional tar paper. Is that something he's been talking about?
That is the argument, that demo, the following demo is a pain. But the advantage now is self-healing, so any nails that are through are self-healing, so that's how we made the decision. Yeah. But agree, that is something I have to consider. Demo the next, install 15 years of possibly based on insurance and warranty now.
Else? All right. Thank you. Discuss. Spring Lake Parking Lot.
So with Spring Lake Pergola, we've had the engineering reports and are completed. Those were reviewed with the RFP process a while back. There was a significant amount of struggle getting bids on this as we extended the RFP multiple times. The issue of it being the size of the project and location, it's too small for a lot of the bigger contractor work, but we were seeing struggles with handyman. For smaller companies, this wasn't work that we wanted to be productive or done by them, as it's a heavy structure, a heavy wood structure. We were able to receive 4 bids on this project, from full replacement to just replacement of the columns. The main work on this is replacement of the 8 columns and the footers as well, and putting in more substantial footers for this. The recommendation is to go with Liberty Partners on this. And this is to keep the existing roof structure, and by jacking that off, which does lower the project costs about in half from other bids that are closer to $85,000. This line is itemized out in the CROA reserve on 1.273 Spring Lake Western News Pavilion roof and metal replacement. This would be advancing the funds for that, as it would be a full replacement down the road. Another one that will be at your July workshop as an action item.
Maintenance facility.
I can do maintenance facility together. Basically, master plan, last year they did research on the road maintenance facility. And there is a preliminary, quote amount around how much it would cost. I know there's still discussion and there's still going to be work on it done this year. If Jacob can speak, the board has questions, like kind of like the need behind it, because it has been discussed within the committee, and there has even been like a presentation that kind of like highlights some of the needs behind it. It sounds like they're going to still be doing work on it this year, so I feel like it's going to be a project most likely starting for next year. And then for Lakeside Playground, I know Parks and Rec have been working with Diane, and we were sent the bids on that project. And knowing like kind of, I think they're still going back and forth on the shade structure amount. So I knowing Diane's schedule, I feel like this too will probably be a project that will be most likely beginning of next year. So I just want to, when we're budget planning and to keep in mind both of these projects, when we're looking at the capital contribution and we're funding reserves, I know there's, some reserve funding for the maintenance shed. From 2025 that can be used, just very little. And then we do have more reserve funding for, Lakeside Playground too, that can come into consideration for both those projects. So like overall, it's not gonna be combined a huge amount, plus additional money, but it's just something like when we're looking at the reserve contribution amount and the capital contribution amount to just as that, like, management kind of like, take in line both those projects, so that way we're preparing.
We are fully contemplating the Lakeside Playground, probably closer to the summer of next year to avoid some of the events that we have going on down there. But it is moving forward and, we're working with the lot fees committee on the maintenance facility as that was kind of rolled into their scope in the new resolution. So we'll keep those both moving and contemplated in the budget.
I was just gonna add, as far as when, Katie was mentioning work being done, that's work being done by the master plan, not actual physical work being done on the maintenance facility. The master plan resolution, which was just revised by the board and, discussed at the master plan's last meeting, had one of the two main objectives being the proposed for the phase development of Lot D, including community center in considerations for any space with the maintenance facility. As Lauren mentioned, they're they established a subgroup on that. And the first thing that subgroup is doing, and was actually starting conversations today on, was the programming on the current needs and current programming of the maintenance team and department, as well as our facilities of what's being used here at the complex and at the maintenance facility, and how that affects the residents as well.
What is this is gonna be a little question, what's the future development of Lakeside? Like, I know we talked about it a little bit, but is that then, there's more than the playground? Like, is that part of the larger, like Mike said a few things about it, and we landed up like kind of where you wanna go with that?
The original master plan for the phase two of the redevelopment of lakes had, they had like, it didn't go into the playground. So it was
Adding an additional multi-generation center, between the sign, or the lakeside sign, and the great lawn, where there's some.
Management will probably bring as part of the Lakeside Playground a conversation about the Great Lawn. And we will have those conversations with both Parks and Rec events and master plan before we bring.
I agree with you, man, to at least kind of map that out, at least figure out what's our future shape of that there, we talked about it, but.
Outside of just the need of, potentially going beyond the reserve budgeted allowance and the need for capital funds, we don't see this necessarily, affecting any type of plans the master plan has for those for the master plan initiatives, just outside of adjusting for fund resources.
Why I'm bringing it up too is I wonder, I don't want to go way off topic, but I think that maybe is a way for us to approach Genoa too, with some of that, because that's downtown. So I'd like to maybe start talking with them just to see, I don't know, just something, if there's anything that maybe we can do collectively.
Try to keep them in mind.
Okay.
Special partnerships.
All right. So I think like they have the two from the areas. Yeah. So, so anything else? Okay, cool. And should have been.
Moves us into the management update. So as usual, there's a departmental update inside of your board or inside of the packet available. Outside of that, is there any questions from the board? I do know one item that has been requested or discussed just very recently as of today is the dog park and the sod at the dog park. So a few months ago, the board did approve the addition of sod, targeted replacement of the dog park. That work started last Monday. And was completed the small dog park and a small section of the large dog park, and was expected to be completed this past Monday as well. The demo work of removing some of the sections for sod did take place on Monday, and then checking closer to the time when the park opens after the Monday maintenance closure, the sod delivery company missed their delivery window. To not affect the standard operating hours of the dog park, that delivery was rescheduled, was postponed till next Monday to take place in the standard Monday maintenance closure. So there are a few sections that have been cut out. They're mainly noticeable, where sod will be going back in outside of the location by the sand pit in addition.
So like the short version is like, they're still in process, things are just like, kind of like, nothing is completed, it's being worked on, and that's why it's in the condition that it is.
You gotta communicate that in Monday,
Friday,
Friday, just to preempt any.
We'll send something else.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
Somebody's back for it.
Yeah.
Additionally, I stopped by the dog park today. There was a similar question or similar concerns raised by those that have raised concerns before about irrigation not taking place. I did confirm that the irrigation is running. The irrigation runs at nighttime. We were running it in addition during the daytime. That received, we had positive feedback of, hey, I like seeing the irrigation running, but we did receive more, larger. Yeah, we did receive more negative feedback from the different audience groups of the dog park saying, hey, the dog park, the sprinklers are coming on during usage time.
Yeah.
Because that was the most polite.
That was, yeah.
That kudos to the people that.
So I will say we are following up. We did about a year ago add an additional meter so we can see the exact amount of reclaimed water, being the sprinkler water that is utilized at that facility, and are following up on that to make sure that that meter is ticking upwards and that the irrigation is being utilized.
Thank you.
Numerical proof of water going out.
Yes.
It'll be the appointed discussion during the budget topic and the choice workshop.
Great. Okay. Any metrics? Nothing. Work, or comments? So, or comments, anyone? No, done. All right, so the motion adjourned.
Second.
All right, we're adjourned at 7:01.